tonight. Maybe if we go home, my uncle and his wife will find a way to make it back to Hamlet tonight.
Think of Hamlet. Hamlet.
Sounds like an omelet. But can we drag you?
It's very long. Okay, hello. I'm a brave.
The play is the thing where I catch the conscience of the king.
He's discussing his
State of mind.
state of mind, basically.
So he drops his ruse to see himself again. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis noble in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them.
He's contemplating to either commit suicide and like leave all his problems,
Or
if
fight
he-
the problems
yeah,
and
or
move
go
on.
against them.
To die, to sleep perchance to dream, aye, is the rub. For in that sleep of death what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. That's the respect that makes calamity of so long life.
Go against them.
And then he's remembering his religion where he can't kill himself because
That's
And-
another thing that stops him from killing himself.
And mostly the unknown, though.
Yeah. The
That's just-
unknown of death.
That humanizes him, because we all fear death.
Yeah, because all humans would fear it the same way.
To die, to sleep, no more. And by sleep to say we end the heartache, 1,000 natural shock that flesh is heir to.
Claudius did this because, I mean, we were shown early in the play. But here, Hamlet doesn't know anything. He just knows that this random ghost comes from the underworld and says, go kill Claudius.
Oh, he even says earlier that the devil takes many pleasing forms, so he couldn't really trust it.
yeah.
And the ghost couldn't be trusted.
And we end the heartache, 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis the consummation devoutly to be wished. That's just
That's
because
really good.
he's acting crazy, but he's
Yeah.
also trying to protect her.
Yeah.
At the same time, he has to sacrifice his relationship with her in order to go out through his plans.
Kind of like crumble, so therefore she's definitely not strong as well. Her crushed heart and Gertrude's mental weakness at the loss of her husband prove that these two female characters are by far probably some of Shakespeare's weakest female characters.
3.
I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me the first time. For virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock, we must relish of it. I love you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery!
Well, unfortunately, in this particular Shakespearean play, women aren't treated very fairly, I guess is the word, considering all the other strong female characters in other plays, including Romeo and Juliet. Juliet was the one who wore the pants. She told Romeo, hey, if you want to marry me, tell me what time. Unfortunately, you know, that's not so much the case in Hamlet, where Gertrude and Ophelia are much more, I would say, the weaker versions of females, especially in contrast to Kate in The Taming of the Shrew.
He says, "Where is your father?" So it hints that he knows that Polonius is in the room, and they're all watching him.
Where is your father?
At home, my lord.
At the same time, I feel like underneath he's still insable, because his lack of emotion when killing Polonius, I think it's also like a symbol of how there's this source of instability.
Yeah, I think that too. I mean, he does act crazy to push everyone away from him so he can go through with his father's words, but at the same time, I think he is partially crazy, you know?
The person or the book? He was a nut job. The book was awesome.
It's so long and you stare down.
Two is where Hamlet meets with the players to discuss about the the actual thing that they're going to perform in order to catch Claudius.
Yes.
So Hamlet basically is like, this is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Tells him to change the play to make it more like
To
the
make
situation.
it, more fit the situation of,
So it's like a parallel.
yeah.
Enter a king and a queen, very lovingly, the queen embracing him, and he her. She kneels and makes show of protestation unto him. He takes her up and declines his head upon her neck. He lies him down upon a bank of flowers. She, seeing him asleep, leaves him. Anon comes in another man, takes off his crown, kisses it, pours poison into the sleeper's ears, and leaves him.
Throughout the time it's playing, Hamlet's consistently like,
Observing Claudius.
yeah, and
He's
also,
observing Claudius, and he's also making comments to make even Gertrude feel.
yeah, he's like insulting everyone
Yeah.
to like what would make them feel most guilty, like their weak
Yeah.
points.
The king rises.
What? Frightened with false fire?
How fares my lord?
Give over the play.
Oh, give me light! Away!
Lights! Lights! Lights!
He's very
like a change in motivation.
Yeah, the shift, but it is a character shift. I mean, he does go from a wishy-washy to a decisive person.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Evans, what do you think about Hamlet's sudden change in character during the play? Is there a drastic change in motivation?
I would probably say that Hamlet's change is more of a small change rather than a drastic change, in my opinion. I think we do see that initial level of passiveness and his inability to act. And I think as the play goes on and we see him have more of a desire to act, he's still kind of passive.
Yeah, you have to act scared, anxious.
No, because he feels like he was just caught. Like someone knows that what
So
what
he'd
he
be really
did.
nervous.
And so he has to be like nervous about
He's
it.
nervous, he's scared.
He's actually
anxious.
trying to repent, but he just can't.
Yeah.
Oh, my offense is rank. It smells to the heavens. It has the eldest curse upon it, a brother's murder. Ugh, God, and I cannot pray, though inclination be as strong as will. My stronger guilt defeats my strong intent. But oh, what form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder? That cannot be, for I still possess the effects for which I did this murder. My crown, mine own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and still retain the offense? O Leonard's soul, that struggling to be free, art more engaged. Oh, help, angels, make us say. Bow, stubborn knees, and heart with strings of steel, be soft as sinews of the newborn babe. All may be well.
Now might I do it. And now he is a prey, and I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven. And so I am revenged. That would be scanned. The villain kills my father, and I, his sole son, do the same villain, send him to heaven. Why? This is higher in salary, not revenge.
Changes his mind, and now he's wondering again.
It's like now his own conscience is kind of like being questioned.
Yeah, it's pretty normal, actually.
Up sword, and thou shalt no more hoard hence, when he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasures of his bed, at a game of swinging, or in some act that has no relish of salvation in it. And then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and his soul may be as black, damned and black as hell, whereto it goes.
Reading it in our perspective though, like because Hamlet is supposed to be the good guy, we all want him to kill Claudius, right? But then if you put it into our context, then we know that it's not that easy to.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we have to put it as if we were Hamlet.
My words fly up, but my thoughts remain below. Words without thought never to heaven go.
prove that he regretted it.
It says, my crown, my own ambition, my queen, may one be pardoned, retained that offense. So it's like, he can't be pardoned, but at the same time, keep everything that he gained through it. So it's very contradictory, but he also calls to the angels to try to help him because he can't do it himself.
Right.
Like, not gonna be soft at all, or he's gonna be like Nero, who murdered his own mother. He's gonna be just as like harsh.
For these two particular characters, it's kind of disappointing as a female critic who reads Shakespeare that Gertrude is weak-minded. She marries her brother-in-law shortly after her husband's death. I mean, is it because she seeks power or because she just is weak in the sense that she needs male companionship? I'm not really sure exactly. And then she's also used by her own son, who she's controlled by her son after he confronts her and tells her that, that Claudius is the murderer of
He's not gonna, well, he says, I will speak daggers to her, but use none. So he's just gonna like try to make her feel guilty and stuff using like his words. Yeah.
Come, mother, you shall not budge. You go not till I set you up with glass where you may see the innermost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help! Ho! What? Ho! Help!
How now, a rat? Dead for a ducat. Dead!
Oh, I am slain! Oh me, what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed this is.
A rash and bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry his brother.
And it's like, oh, it's not the king, but he doesn't really have a reaction to it.
He kind of hopes
I think
it's
it's
the
just
king.
because like he's kind of angry at his mom right now, and he's talking to her, so he like channels that anger to like do such a deed of like killing someone.
Alright, and what do you think about Hamlet's contradictory attitude about killing Claudius versus killing Polonius?
I think his contradictory attitude is more the fact that with Polonius, that accidental killing, and he doesn't really seem to show a lot of regret or remorse for it, and as opposed to he's so hesitant about whether to kill Claudius, and is he gonna do it at the right time, and is Claudius going to be forgiven by God, and all of those things he struggles with Claudius that he doesn't with Polonius, and I get a take that that's Hamlet's more of his just self-involvement. He's so in tune with his own situation and his own problems that he's obsessing over them, while Polonius is kind of out of his radar, out of the scope of what he's thinking about. And so the Polonius's death doesn't seem to shake him up because he's so caught up in his own situation and his own problems.
Alright, thank you.
Oh, speak to me no more. These words like daggers enter my ears. No more speak, Hamlet.
A king of shreds and patches. Save me and hover over me with your wings, you heavenly guards. What was your gracious figure?
Alas, he's mad!
Do not forget, this visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul. Conceit in weakest body, strongest mock works. Speak to her, Hamlet.
Why, look you there. Look how it steals away. My father, inhabit as he lived. Look, why now he goes out to the portal.
This is the very carnage of your brain. This bodiless creation ecstasy is very cutting in.
Right.
before
and
the
then
play, he
while
thought
he's
it
talking
was,
to his mother, the ghost appears, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
is yelling at Hamlet.
For yelling at his mother.
You know
Because
what's-
like Hamlet feels like this resentment towards his mother. So like she doesn't know about it. So the ghost tells him not to like blame her, but he still blames her. Like even though his
weak in the sense that she needs male companionship. I'm not really sure exactly. And then she's also used by her own son, who she's controlled by her son after he confronts her and tells her that, that Claudius is the murderer of King Hamlet. And so then she decides that she's very, very sorry for what she's done and she'll do whatever Hamlet tells her to do. So therefore she's just not strong in any sort of way whatsoever. And then by contrast, you have Ophelia, who also seems to be weak-minded, but at the same time, she's also very naive and innocent, at least to a certain point, because, if she is thoroughly in love with Hamlet, she's not that innocent, if you know what I mean.
he doesn't really know what to do, and he's like, out. And then like after that, he's like, don't worry, because he told Gertrude, don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
So he takes like this lead on the decision.
Good night, Mother.